Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Uh, on Magic Online, gonna play some Azorius Spirits. Gonna run through a league with this list. Haven't really played too much Modern since that zombie list a few weeks back. Been mostly focused on Arena, but I want to get back into Modern because I've heard it's pretty great nowadays. Here's a list, fairly stock list, and there are a few things that are a little bit strange. Only playing one Cabinet of Souls instead of the full playset is a little bit surprising to me. Also, it's nice to see Kira, Great Glass Spinner, in the main deck. This creature says creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or an ability for the first time each turn, counter that spell or an ability. It's a card that I've always really liked, but it hasn't really made the main board too often in a lot of decks in the past, and even it wasn't really making a ton of sideboards. But I've always had pretty good success when playing this card, so I'm glad to see it in this stock list. Also happy to see a full playset of Shacklegeist in the main. This card I think is great. Loved it when it came out in M21, and have had some success against things like Death Shadow or Titan with this card. Over in the sideboard, Auriok Champion as a 3 of instead of Core Firewalker, which is usually the card that I would see in the sideboard. But Auriok Champion is pretty great. Its price is outrageous these days for whatever reason. And then Unified Will. This is another card that I've always kind of liked, but I've seen it kind of pop in and out of the Spirits decks over the last couple of years. And yeah, I think probably a pretty good addition to the sideboard. Otherwise, everything else is pretty stock in the list. We're playing our best spirits, like our Spell Quellers, our Skyclave Apparitions. We got our Lords as a Drogsko Captain and Supreme Phantom. And then a whole bunch of other great stuff. Spirit's super fun. Gonna go through a league with it and see how they do. See you in the games. All right, got our first match here. Trying out Azorius Spirits. I've also been very curious about Bant Spirits, seeing how putting in Noble Hierarch and Collect a Company into the deck could help things out. But I've always had a softer spot for Azorius Spirits, so I'm going to start in this camp. I think the deck is a lot more consistent and has a lot more disruption that can really help your game plan. Um, Speaking of consistency, not a great one with only one Moorland Haunt. Gonna have to throw it back. Okay. This hand looking a little slow, but obviously our land base is good. Aether Vial on 1 is always going to be good. So we'll keep it and see how things pan out. Probably just throw away the plains. And yeah, let's see what the opponent's up to. Mishra's Bauble. Sure. He's taking a look at the top card of my library. Might know what we're up to now. Second Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Taking a look at the top of their library. And a snow cover plane. So maybe we're up against Death and Taxes. Could also be Hammer Time. I'm not sure if Hammer Time is still popular, but I imagine we'll run into it. A second Vial is not what I want to be seeing. I need to find action. But at least the opponent doesn't really know what I'm up to over here because they've only seen this. So it is, in fact, Hammer Time. They got the Sigarda's Aid, Inkmoth Nexus, and now opponent is on kind of the nuts right now. Gonna get hit for 11 turn 2. Oh boy, welcome to Modern. All right. I think so kind of just dead almost. Obviously I can flash in the Rattle Chains to block the Giver of Runes, but this kind of opening from the opponent is going to beat us most of the time, especially when we're on a much slower one. All right, so the opponent is going for the kill. If the opponent has some kind of removal to stop this block, it's over. Maybe a Path to Exile. Okay, they didn't have it, so we can block freely. Doesn't put me in a very good position. I'm going to need something like... Ooh, second Giver of Runes is very good. Skyclave Apparition off the top would be pretty much the only thing that's going to be saving me. Bump up the vial to 2 and do not hit what I need to hit. All right. So now I'm just dead because the opponent can the opponent can give this Giver of Rune protection from blue and just swing in. Oh, well, okay. The opponent can also just go get a second hammer, swing in with both, and then flash the hammer in on the giver, or that. All right. So, game 1 not going so well, but we know what we're up against now, and hopefully the sideboard plan can go okay. Block there, doesn't matter. Could have flashes out. They didn't give it protection. We'll assume that the opponent would have given it protection. Okay, so we definitely want to bring in our Path to Exiles and maybe Force of Negation. Definitely Force of Negation. Selfless Spirit feeling kind of bad, and Kira is unnecessary, I think, in this matchup most of the time. Could also bring in the Unified Will if I get out early with one of these early flyers. That could be a great card, but they also go super wide, so I don't think it's actually a very good idea. All right, could be a little bit of a tough matchup. At least it'll be a fast one. Get in and get out. Adjust this. All right, opening hand. You know what? It's not that bad. Shacklegeist is really good in this matchup. So lead on the Seachrome Coast, put out the Aether Vial, and hopefully the opponent doesn't have the bonkers opener hand that they had last time. Well, that's the first part of the bonkers hand, and that's the second part. Okie doke. Not great. So put out the Shacklegeist, and then I can flash in the Spectral Sailor with the Aether Vial, and that will at least allow me to tap down whatever creature they are planning to put the hammer on, and that can buy some time. If they have 2 hammers, then, well, obviously things get a little dicier. They're going to go find a hammer, though, so not too bad. Yeah, I guess they just attack first like that. Okay, well, we're going to take 12 damage. It's fine. There was no stopping this damage. I could have stopped 1 point of it. But next turn, we can at least go on the tap down plan. A 2-drop would be really great here. It's not a 2-drop, but the force is okay. Sucks that I gotta take a little bit more damage from that, but yep. All right. Actually, the force is not great. Obviously, I can't even play out the force with the Aether Vial, so just gotta hope that they don't have another equipment card. Okay. Beginning of combat. So then what we can do is tap, tap. I don't think this can move at instant speed. No. All right. Still, you're going to attack for 1. No attack. Okay, being careful. Well, hopefully next turn I'll be able to leave the Force of Negation out and slowly wear down the opponent with a 3/3 flyer. Supreme Phantom's good, but unfortunately I tapped this up, and I think I would prefer to hold the Force of Negation up. attacking for 3. He can block with the Ornithopter, but I don't think there's any reason to do that. All right. Living on the edge here. Okay, beginning of combat, same thing. Tap, tap. But still taking 3 damage from the Memnite and the Pure Steel Paladin, so not great. Another Pure Steel. Okay. All right. I think when I'm in a position where it's well, so what I could do now is put out the Supreme Phantom and just hold the Wanderer to pitch to the Force of Negation. I could also put out both creatures and hope to Alpha Strike next turn, but I definitely need. I don't know. So with this, I can tap down 2 things. I could take. So tap, tap. Although if he puts it, no, okay. So if he puts the hammer on the Memnite, I have to tap the Memnite, and I'll have to tap a Pure Steel. That'll tap my board, and then the opponent can get in for 3. So that doesn't work. I just die if the opponent sees that line. If the opponent puts the Colossal Hammer on the Ornithopter, same situation. I can tap it down, block, or tap 1. I need to put out this Wanderer. Yeah. All right. So shields down. As far as another equipment goes, I can't attack. But if I can make it through this turn, there's a chance. Yep, that's unfortunate. So that is another hammer. Assuming the opponent doesn't play it out right now, they got me. Yeah. Well, gave it my best shot. It doesn't really matter. Really unfortunate to have an Aether Vial here, but that's how it goes. So block, 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 and he can only block ground. That's right. But hammer on the Memnite, and it's over. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Well, good running opponent. Let's go to the next one. All right, match 2 with Azorius Spirits. Just got hammered. Yeah, deck is feeling real strong. Hand looks okay. Keep it. We can lead on Aether Vial, obviously, and then start building a board. Hopefully the opponent isn't up to anything too quick. We'll see. Good protection from the Selfless Spirit and the Mausoleum Wanderer, so that could help. Okay, a tapped Glacial Fortress from the opponent. Sounds good. Find a land. All right. I think I'm just going to go to Plains and then lead out on the Selfless Spirit. Hold up the Aether Vial to put in the Mausoleum Wanderer at end step or if something really, really bad comes out from the opponent. I don't really know what Glacial Fortress means from the opponent. Is it like an Azorius control deck? Maybe? Feel the Rune making me feel that way. No. An Oust. Well, yeah. Okay. So we'll get that back in a little while. That was a weird play. It makes me kind of feel like the opponent doesn't really have too much going on. And maybe I can take advantage of that. Oh, a Spell Queller off the top would be pretty great right now. Oh, you always want to see a Spell Queller. Shacklegeist is not the worst. You know, I'm feeling greedy. Feeling greedy today. I'm just gonna go out with both. Getting a feeling from the opponent that they don't have very much. This put that second from the top. Okay. Castle Vantress, sure. So we'll draw the Selfless Spirit. This turn I'm going to leave the Aether Vial on 2. And just hold it in hand. Good protection against the Wrath of God. Something nasty on turn 4. Opponent taking some damage. Nice. Got to assume that's probably a Collected Company, which makes me think I'll probably want to counter that with a Mausoleum Wanderer. I'll pump that up to 3 now. And hey, Skyclave. It's okay. So let's see if I'm right about the Collected Company. I am. Well, I'm fine bringing the opponent down to 1. Especially considering that I have a Selfless Spirit to protect my other 2 spirits. Probably going to be able to get in for the last little bit of damage. Unless they have another Coco. Or not Coco, sorry. Another Cryptic Command. Another CC card. Yeah. All right. I like Azorius control or spirits against Azorius control. The matchup usually feels pretty good. Well, we can bring in Unified Will and Force of Negation against that deck. I don't feel like I'll need too many of the Skyclave apparitions, and I feel like I could probably go down a Shacklegeist or 2. Okay. Try it like that. Okay. Opponent took their time with the sideboarding there, but here we go. Hey, like seeing the Cavern of Souls against an Azorius control deck, and also love seeing the Selfless Spirit. So, hand is looking pretty decent. That being said, the opponent is definitely playing a Field of Ruin, possibly for the Cavern. I really don't know why this deck is only playing 1 Cavern of Souls. It blows my mind. Ew. Did not want to see another Aether Vial, but whatever. Okay. Your go, opponent. Yeah, tribal deck with tons and tons of spirits. Why aren't you playing at least 3 Cavern of Souls? Probably, I feel like you got to play the full 4. But that, again, I don't really know what the meta's been like in Modern lately, so yeah. Why did the opponent take 3 damage there? What does that mean? Weird, weird, weird. Okay, so bump the Aether Vial up to 3. Hopefully draw some action. The opposite of action right there. We don't have to do anything, so just pass it back. Oh, well, that's cute. Okay. You got it. Let's get on the board with the Rattle Chain. I'm not sure about the opponent stealing the Aether Vial there, whether that was an okay play by them or not. Maybe they saw, okay, I have a Cavern of Souls. There's no way this Archmage Charm words is going to counter anything. So let's just get the Vial out. Maybe that could be the case. Okay, get in for 2. And have the Selfless Spirit to, bring in if the Rattle Chains is being threatened. Opponent's spot's a little bit better right now than I would like. Sure, it definitely would be really nice to have that Aether Vial on 2 on my side, but yeah. Wonder if the opponent has a Path to Exile. It is a Path to Exile. So let the opponent have it. It's fine. Okay. Action, action, action. Mausoleum Wanderer would be pretty cool right now. Okay. I'm going to tap like this, just because I could potentially use this More Than Haunt to make a 1/1 spirit if this Selfless Spirit goes into the graveyard. I can also sack this Selfless Spirit to something if I want to keep putting some pressure onto the board. I'm really wondering if this Aether Vial is going to end up bringing something out for the opponent. They must have some kind of creature, maybe like a Vendilion Clicker. I don't know. I remember watching a video once. I think it was Aspiring Spike, and he stole. I think it was him. He stole an Aether Vial from somebody, and he waited 15 turns to get Emrakul out. So we get a Vial on 2. Well, that's okay. Don't really want to load up the board too much, but I feel it's fine to go out with 1 more spirit, especially an uncounterable one. Try to get in for 3. See what happens. Snappy. Okay. Okay. So, flashing back Path to Exile. I really wonder what the opponent's going to target, if it's going to be the Selfless Spirit or the Phantom. Okay. I don't think I really want to land, so I am going to opt to sack the Selfless Spirit, just get it in my graveyard, and then with the More Than Haunt, I can bring back a spirit on their end step. No reason for the opponent to attack. There's no reason for that. No. Okay. So make a 1/1. Something better than a land. I think I'm going to leave the vial on 2. Drogskol Captain is pretty good here. The question is, do I want to run it out? Or do I just put out the other Supreme Phantom? I think I feel better about the other Supreme Phantom. Try to get in for 5. Got to imagine the opponent's sitting on plenty of things to interact with us. Slow and steady. Settle the wreckage. Holy moly. Did not see that one coming. That is awesome that people are playing Settle the Wreckage in Modern. Yeah, that hurts. Okay. You got me, opponent. Although, you know, kind of 2 for 1. A token and a Supreme Phantom. An oust. Okay. No attack. Interesting. Well, I think I'm going to pop the Horizon Canopy. Ooh, Glasspool Mimic. So I can try to get very greedy, but it's very soft to like a Wrath of God if he's able to, if the opponent's able to deal with the Selfless Spirit. So the idea is I put out the Drogskol. Ooh, not like that though. And then try to copy the Drogskol with the Glasspool Mimic, giving me kind of the pseudo lock. Again, only really weak to Wrath of God. But with the Selfless Spirit on the board, it's a pretty good situation. I'm really wondering if I should try to bring in the Glasspool Mimic now. No. I need the opponent to try to do something, tap down a little bit before I go for the lock. The opponent's leaving this on 3, making me think there must be something in the deck that they play. Okay. Is it going to be the Archmage's Charm or the Oust? Oust, wow. All right, so I think here's the opening. Once the opponent targets the Drogskol Captain with the Oust, I'll try to put in the Glasspool Mimic. Hopefully they don't have like a Path to Exile. It's looking like they don't. And Hexproof Lock with the backup of Selfless Spirits. Indestructible. Feeling all right. Okay. The opponent should know that my last card is a Supreme Phantom. Okay. That doesn't work, opponent. So if the opponent had known when I tapped the Aether Vial what they had to do, they would have responded with their own Aether Vial to get my Droxel Captain. But now that's not gonna work. And I have 13 damage, assuming that this is nothing. And they can see. Awesome. All right, on to the next match. Hey, get to play first again. I'm getting lucky with those dice rolls. Okay, so always nice to see Droxel Captain and Glasspool Mimic in your opening. A little bit slow, but we do have a good curve. 1, 2, 3. Sure. Opponent kept 7. All right. I think I'm just gonna get an island. Make him think I'm on Merfolk. Yeah, that's a cool island. My opponent is on Merfolk. Neat. I don't know how well my matchup goes against Merfolk, but Supreme Phantom, quite good. All right. Lead out on the Shacklegeist, and then yeah, see how good the opponent draws. How well. Really like this art. Spreading Seas. Yeah. Thanks. Maybe thanks. I'm not sure. Of course, card draw later on would be nice, but I'd rather not take damage. All right. Okay, Rattle Chains. I like it a lot. So what I'm going to do is just put out the Flooded Strand. I'm not going to crack it for a little while. Put out the Supreme Phantom, attack in for 3, and then hold up just the Rattle Chains. And then next turn I can go out with the Drogskull Captain, Glasspool Mimic, lock, and I think that's going to be a position that the opponent really can't handle. Not the way the opponent's drawing. Yeah. All right. Little unfortunate what's happening over there. I'm just going to go out with Rattle Chains now. I don't really see a world where I lose this game. Yeah. I had a good hand. Opponent struggled a bit. Had to. Why did they discard that? From the adapt? I don't know. Whatever. On to the next one. What do we bring in? Probably Path to Exile is the only card in the sideboard that I'm really looking at. Yeah. I don't think I particularly need Selfless Spirits in this matchup. Shacklegeists are very good for tapping down something. Skyclave Apparitions have tons of targets. Kira, not that exciting. You definitely want it more for Death Shadow or your black and red matchups, of course. Prowess, yeah. Good enough. Been doing all right with our opening hands, and hey, there's another really good one. Tap land for the opponent, sure. Well, I'll put this out. I'd prefer that the opponent didn't Spreading Seas my Cavern of Souls, but I don't think they play really any creature counter spells. So that's probably okay. Nothing from the opponent. Wow, wow, wow. I'm not gonna attack. Well, I could. So I'm putting them on the creature with flash that removes all abilities from target opponent's creature and taps it. I could attack in and then rattle chains. Maybe that sounds fine. Oh, they didn't let me attack. Yeah, Merfolk Trickster. They didn't let me attack first. So maybe I just let the Merfolk Trickster come in, and in the second main phase, I put out the Shacklegeist. Seems fine as well. Sure. Okay. If I were the opponent, I would have definitely let the Mausoleum Wanderer attack happen first. You try to get its cheeky trade with the Trickster. Would like to find a Lord. That's one thing that's going to be necessary in this matchup. He's got a Lord. Okay, so Island Walk, which not important right now, but I'm sure later on it will be relevant. Next turn, in fact. Well, Aether Vial's an interesting draw. So I could just go slow and put out the Aether Vial, hold up the Rattle Chains, tap down something instead of attacking next turn. Maybe I'm not sure if I like that plan, but I think it's okay to try. They have the Mutavault to turn on this turn, so lots of potential damage. Merfolk Trickster. Okay. Well, try to mitigate some damage. I still have the Rattle Chains that I can flash in. If the opponent attacks with the Master of the Pearl Trident, I can maybe get a block with the Rattle Chains. Okay, they turn on the Mutavault. Good. So I think that's probably where I'm at. I want to get rid of the Master. Oh, they... Okay. Well, we take just 3. Being conservative with the Master for good reason. Okay, still need to find that Lord, and need to find it real soon. Opposite of a Lord. So I can tap down 2 things with the Shacklegeist. Hope to draw into that Lord. Do I get 2 damage in now, flash in the Spectral Sailor later, and use that to tap down 2 things? They'll probably get in for 5 damage, maybe 3. Yeah, I think that's fine. Actually, I think I want that extra point of damage right now, because I feel like this game could really come down to just a few points of damage. I have a very good Air Force right now. So 1 Lord would give me 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 damage potentially with a Lord. Oops. Clicked. Got the clicky finger. I've talked about it before. Uh, yeah. That's fine. Let's take 6. That's a misplay on my part. I wonder if they have a collected company potentially. Not a lord. Yeah, that not tapping down those creatures there may have lost me the game. Um, just not focused. Whoa, echoing truth. That that hurts. Okay. I mean, it's not as bad because what I can do is I can just sack it. I'd prefer not to sack this creature, but I think that's what's gonna happen. So it fizzles the echoing truth, saving my other 2 Mausoleum Wanderers. A dismember. Oh, well, that's good. It's really good. Nothing I can do about it. Very close to lethal. 2 damage off. No, 3 damage off. So, if I attack in the opponent next turn, let's assume they don't have anything. They turn on the Mutavault. They attack in with the board. I can block. They'll get in for 5 damage. If they have a Lord, it's 7 damage. And then I'll need a draw. I think that's okay. Okay. Killing the Shackle Geist, real good. Now, if they have a Spreading Seas, we just lose. So, turns on the Mutavault. That's weird. What am I missing? What am I missing? Creature draw would be real nice right now. All right. Well, if they want to do anything, they got to pay life with these waterlogged groves. So, okay, neat. Go spirits. Let's go to the next one. All right, match 4 with Azorius Spirits. Just took down Merfolk in kind of a weird game, especially the way it ended. Still not really sure what happened at the end there. So, Luris of the Dream Den over there, maybe another Hammer Time deck. Not overly excited about playing against another Hammer Time deck, but maybe that's the situation here. Steam Vents, untapped. Does that mean turn 1 opt, or does that mean turn 1 Spell Pierce? Do people play Spell Pierce main deck? No, I didn't think so. So we laid out on the Aether Vial, and hey, we found a Spell Queller first time. We might be up against a Grixis deck, I believe. Grixis Death Shadow. Thought Scour plus Luris, making me think that way. Okie doke. Well, I don't really want to put out the Selfless Spirit, so I think I will just put out a tapped Hollow Fountain and then Spectral Sailor a little bit later on. Triumph for the opponent. Love seeing Triumphs in Modern. And opponent misses their third land drop. So now I can hold up Spell Queller and put out a Selfless Spirit if I want to with the Aether Vial. Attack in for 1. Cool. Okay. Now, bye-bye, Spectral Sailor. Missing again. Wow. So getting the vial up to 3 is pretty nice with the Drug School Captain in hand. Opponent might be considering that and might respond before I can tick it up. I don't mind saving it with the Spell Queller, I think. Especially since I know the opponent is on some kind of land trouble over there. Hopefully this doesn't backfire, but we're going to have a couple layers of protection with the Selfless Spirit and the Drug School Captain in hand. Do they have the third lightning bolt? Oh, well, the opponent doing what he has to do over there. Well, that sucks. Glasspool Mimic, really great for next turn potentially with the Aether Vial on 3. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So Aether Vial forever on 3. And I think just kind of go for it. We know that the opponent has already used 3 lightning bolts. How much more removal could the opponent possibly have? No reason to put out the Glasspool Mimic yet. Gonna kind of bide my time a bit. Like right now. We get the lock, and now I think it's going to be very hard. I doubt the opponent's playing like main board Anger of the Gods. You know, not that it's impossible, but very unlikely. And with them being stuck on 2 lands. Metamorphose. Okay, they're digging. Find the land. Just an opt. Okay. Pretty cool deck the opponent's on. I have no idea what they're up to. I like it though. I like it a lot. Okay, Jeskai Pyromancer Ascendancy. That's what we're on. Well, get in for 11, or 10 rather, and they're on 11, so Moreland Hunt is an okay draw. Not totally in a safe zone yet. I know I'm at 16 life, they're at 1, but Pyromancer Ascendancy can do crazy things if the opponent has like another Manamorphose, another Opt. It can just go. I've seen the deck really churn through some turns. Okay, managed to get there. What do I want against this? They're going to have a lot of spot removal, so making me think Kira is going to be very good in this matchup. I don't really think the Shackle guys are going to do very much. They have a nice body as a 2/2 over a lot of the X1s that this deck does play, but I don't think that really matters. Counterspell is going to be good. Damping Sphere is maybe not the worst because they do kind of try to play a lot of spells back to back. But I don't know if that's where I really want to be. Kind of thinking something like this. Force and Unified Will in for these. We'll see about the Damning Sphere. I don't. Maybe I'll regret it. I don't know also about the Unified Will because they have a lot of spot removal, and that means I might not be able to hold anything on the board to make those Unified Wills activate. We'll see. Ugh. All right. So luck is maybe starting to run out. Our hands have been very good outside of that first game, I think. Oops, excuse me. Okay. So this Force of Negation might come out as a oh shit button if they have a turn 2 Pyromancer's Ascendancy. That card, I really don't want them resolving it. Aether Vial's okay. Opt for the opponent, sure. Taking the 2. Thing in the Ice. Oh my god, back to the days of Thing in the Ice. Oh. This guy. Kind of an enemy of spirits, that's for sure. And now that I throw away the Skyclave Apparition, might be a little hard to get that off the board. Sleight of hand for the... So the opponent's just playing like an... It's just like Jeskai Phoenix, maybe? I wonder if he is playing the Arclight Phoenixes. Ugh, all right. Well, we can put out the Mausoleum Wanderer. If the opponent has some kind of removal for it, Rattle Chains to protect it. The opponent doesn't have anything for it. Okay. Big fan of Thing in the Ice. Kind of makes me want to go watch The Thing right now. I think it's back there somewhere. Bookshelf right there. One of those movies is The Thing. Thought Scour. Ooh, Lightning Bolt and Lightning Helix into the graveyard. All right. Still worried about an Ascendancy. Especially with the amount of cards they have in the graveyard. All right. I'm going to try to quell it. I don't know how I feel about doing this, but I don't really want two Thing in the Ice on the field. That card is just so good against the Spirit stack. Opponent down to 4 cards. Could potentially flip the Thing in the Ice's turn, and there's nothing I could really do to stop it. Okay. I think I have to leave this on 2. Well, yeah. Oop. Playing too much arena. I try to drag it. So I get to protect the spell queller. There's a very good chance though that the thing in the ice is going to be flipping soon, bouncing everything back, and we have a 7/8 to deal with, and he'll get the other thing in the ice. Now I can bounce it up to 3. It's fine. Selfless Spirit's good, but it doesn't stop the thing in the ice. Does the opponent have another instant? No. Wow. Really surprised that 4 damage got in. Really wondering what those 3 cards are. Okay. Yeah. So I could try to requeller the thing in the ice. I could also just leave up this mana, Rattle Chain and Selfless Spirit on his end step. I am taking 3 plus another 7 damage though. I think it's okay to let the thing in the ice go. Yep. Okay. Opponent getting frisky. Love the opponent's deck right now. This is one of the decks that was very prominent when I first got into Magic. Ugh. All right. Well, I have to quell that. Do I? Do I have to quell that? Do I even care about the Aether Vial? No. You know what? Aether Vial's fine. You get the Aether Vial. Go for it. Kira's pretty good. So I got to win next turn. But I'm only taking the opponent down to 8. I will have potentially 8 damage though. And I have to hope the opponent doesn't have 2 direct damage spells or a way to flip the second thing in the ice. Okay. So going to take 7. It's fine. Okay. Try Mausoleum Wanderer. Okay. So I'm going to need a draw now. Well, never mind. I'm going to spell queller this. This will give me 7 damage, and then I can possibly play out the Kira. To bump up the Mausoleum Wanderer to give me 8 damage exactly. Oh, this is so tight. They have another spell. Okay. Oh no. Well, I think I have to. So I have to counter that, right? And I have to draw something. So any spirit in my deck gives me the win. Come on. Hey! Oh, it's a spirit. You beautiful, beautiful spirit. It's the best spirit. All right. That was wow. I mean, it's not over. This spell, if he has like a free spell, he could flip the thing in the ice. All right. Hey, Azorius Spirits, doing some awesome work, having some great games. Holy moly. Opponent, I love this deck. And really glad to pick up a win against it, though. All right, let's go on to the fifth and final match. All right, match number 5. Just had a really fun one against Jeskai Pyromancer. And got very lucky at the end there with the huge draw. Against a Yorion deck, I saw that some Yorion decks were putting up results in the latest list, and it blew my mind. This hand is a little slow, but I think it's okay. I wonder if this is going to be the Yorion Stoneblade deck. I imagine a lot of them are. Wanderer off the top is really good. Apparently playing 80 cards in your deck is super hip now. Who would have thought? Wall of Omen. Great card. Not what I want to see. I need to find a second white source for the Skyclave eventually. Probably. But do what we can with the Shacklegeist and Wanderer. This is a deck I'd love to try out in Modern. I think it's just super neat. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of old Mr. Yorion these days, still it's a pretty cool deck. Find the second white source. That's good. I think it's fine to go out with a second Geist. Probably. Probably okay. Uh, yeah, sure. Grab an island. Pump up the Wanderer a bit. Get in for 2. All right. See what the opponent's got. Bet you there are a ton of great ETB options in Modern for the Yorion decks to bounce. Just like a super soul herder deck. Old Drog School Captain, pretty good. But leaving up this much mana is concerning. Fine, just getting in for 3. I'm going to put out the Shacklegeist now. Okay. A Fencer, eh? That's cool.
Venser's awesome. And yeah, he's going to be a problem. Especially if the opponent can start flickering that Venser. Was really hoping that was going to be an instant so I could counter it and then bring back a 1-1 with the More Than Haunt, but things did not go that way. Opponent put Yorion in hand. Okay. Sure. Bolt. All right. Really missing out on my rattle chains right now. So, what are the chances that the opponent has a board wipe? It's got to be pretty low, right? I think this is a pretty good opportunity to try to get the lock with the Drogsko Captain. So, got a 5/5 Wanderer we can attack in with, counter a lot of stuff, and that's the 6 damage I might need to close out the game. Okay. Let's see if this line works. I really wish I had like a Selfless Spirit on the board. Like a Supreme Verdict right now would be whew, pretty awesome. Not for me awesome, but that's fine. I think we win now. All right. So draws a card. Venser does nothing. Okay. All right. GG, opponent. All right. Get out of here, Yorion. Nobody likes you. I guess. All right. What do I bring in against a Yorion deck? Maybe Path to Exile, maybe Unified Will. Haven't found any need for this Rest in Peace at all, or the Damping Spheres. 6 slots not being used. Actually, didn't bring in the Auric Champions once either. Huh. Okay. What do we want to take out? Maybe the Sailors can come out. Selfless Spirit seems pretty good in this matchup. Shacklegeist. It was good at the end there, but I don't think it's going to be particularly useful. And actually, I don't even know if Skyclave Apparition is that good in this matchup. It's going to be a lot of targets that I can't hit. Something like that. Maybe I'd actually do that. Keep in 1 Sailor. Try to get some early pressure. How good is Kira going to be in this deck? I wonder if keeping 1 Skyclave over Kira might be better. Maybe. Okay. All right. Hand looks pretty good to me. Opponent did mulligan down a bit. Get to lead on Aether Vial. Ooh, you got... Okay. Always scary when they crack their fetch land in response to an Aether Vial. Like, what do they got? Ooh, a red and 6. That's rough. Red and 6, one of the cards that contributed to Spirits, I think, kind of falling to the wayside for a little while there. Okay, Shacklegeist it is, and then I can put out the Aether or the Mausoleum Wanderer with the Aether Vial. Then maybe next turn Supreme Phantom and kill the Renin 6 potentially. I kind of wonder if this Yorion deck is like the new money deck that the Uro decks were for a little while there. Oh, takes the 2 damage. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Oh. I don't like that. Alright. Returns the Misty to hand with Renin 6. This Renin 6 is actually going to, I think, run away with the game a bit. I can put a little damage on it now, but it's gonna be sketchy. Do you have the spell color as backup next turn? Ewit. He played a land this turn, right? Yes, he played the Misty Rainforest. So he's going to Ewit back the Lightning Helix. But the opponent can't play it out this turn? I think it's probably okay just to let the Ewit resolve. Yeah. I'm kind of just worried about another Lightning Bolt from the Triome. That would allow him to take out both creatures this turn, but didn't go that way. Okay. Yeah, that's not a good draw. Well, good news is I get to get rid of the Renin 6. Bad news is the opponent already got so much value out of that Renin 6. It absorbed 6 damage, and it brought back that Misty Rainforest 3 times. Yucky. Well, hopefully the opponent goes for a Lightning Helix this turn. Then I can flash in the Glasspool Mimic, copy the Supreme Phantom, and get out of the range of the Lightning Helix. Then I can have the Spell Queller as backup for something else. Huh. Okay. Opponent taking their time. All right, attack in for 3, slow and steady. Kind of got to bank on these 2 cards doing a lot of heavy lifting this game. Path to Exile. It's so rude. So rude. All right. Well, I gotta quell that. Always like putting the Spell Queller on the stack first so the Mausoleum Wanderer can tick up just in case disaster happens. Okay, Cycling Triumph. Good news. Real tight one we got going here. Another tight one. Tons of not many blowouts with this Azorius Spirits deck, right? Every game kind of just coming down to the wire, which is how you like it. Gets the heart going. Opponent thinking long and hard on this one. Yeah. So I could bring in the Glasspool Mimic, copy the Supreme Phantom like I originally said. He will still gain life though, and I don't know if I particularly like that. I could also just Spell Queller that. Definitely bringing in the Glasspool Mimic. If he doesn't have a reaction to it, he does. Okay. Always have to check the triumphs to see. So the question is still, do I quell it or do I Supreme Phantom it? I kind of think I Supreme Phantom it. Let the opponent gain a little bit of life. It's fine. Spell Queller is going to grow quite a bit. Oh, darn. Okay. So this is where everything falls apart. Pooh. It's a lot of removal spells in an 80 card deck. And lands. He had the land. I was really hoping this Mausoleum Wanderer would be able to counter something if he had like another Lightning Helix, but jeez, this is just a disaster. Oof. Yeah, and that's the risk of spell quellers because those spells don't actually go away. Ouch! 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 Yorion in hand. Wow. Good on your opponent. All right. I don't know if I want to path to exile the Eternal Witness or the Yorion. Probably the Yorion. Where's my Moorland Haunt when I need it? Come on. Come on. What are you doing to me? Well, like, the opponent can't Yorion this turn now that they've gone with the Skyclave. So it's probably best to just Spell Queller it. Hope the opponent doesn't have yet another removal spell. Two cards we don't know about. One of them is definitely Yorion. Okay. No more lands, please. All right. It's actually really good. Just cycle something. Oh. Hey. Opponent drawing hot. 3 paths, lightning helix, and a cryptic in the top 20. Oh, don't forget about the Skyclave. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. All right. Well, I don't think I'm in a position where I can really win this one now. Not sitting on 2 vials, knowing that they have a Yorion, an Ephemerate. Come on. That's super cool. Mm-hmm. Yep. Love Ephemerate. Gonna see what the next card is and then probably scoop it up. Yeah, wouldn't have helped. All right, let's go to the next one. So, opponent doing cool stuff with that deck. Hopefully he doesn't draw as well as he did that game. Kira might... Yeah, I didn't expect them to have as much spot removal as they did, and probably needs to be in here. I thought I brought in the Force of Negation. Maybe I didn't. All right, Kira in. Maybe Skyclave needs to be in. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, try like that. A little hard to. Like I said, I've not played against this particular Yorion deck, so it's hard to predict what they have in hand, and they're jamming a lot of cards into that deck, all of which are working pretty well against a creature-based strategy. All right. No Aether Vial, a little annoying, but can't always have it, right? Opponent mulliganing down to 6. Okay. Just kind of got to hope the opponent doesn't have that turn 1 lightning bolt. Really like to hold up the rattle chain to protect the Mausoleum Wanderer, if at all possible. Path Exile as well, sure. Well, blank the path, hopefully. Sets a good good early start for our game plan. Hopefully like a wall of... Come on. What? How? Something about these Yorion decks having the consistency that they do, it just blows my mind. But again, I know it's all about redundancy. The deck is just full of redundancy. But I mean, it seems like it has removal and counterplay covered. Just blows my mind, like I said. All right, down to 14. Can at least protect the Drogskol Captain fairly well with the Mausoleum Wanderer's ability. They hit the 3rd land, cracking it. Doing a fair amount of damage to themselves. Ice Fang Quetzal, okay. What are the chances they play Supreme Verdict? We haven't seen it in the first 2 games. That's the card that I'm really worried about right now. Do I just puke out my hand, do 5 damage, and try to win next turn? Hell yeah. The only card that really beats me is the Supreme Verdict. Wall of Omen. Love to see it. Glacial Fortress. Okay. Okay, Quaddle. Still dead unless they have another Path to Exile. Play it out. So I could play it safe and just tap down the Quaddle. Or I just attack with all 4. They block here. I think it's just safe to tap it down, right? There's no way they have another path. Oh, Ephemerate. Well, that's one way. So I could counter the Ephemerate with the Mausoleum Wanderer, deal 7. I think that's probably fine. Yeah. Have the protection of the Selfless Spirit now. Icefang Quaddle is one heck of a card against spirits, tell you that much. Just annoying to get around. Okay. I don't know what that means. Windswept Heath, can't crack it. Spell Queller. Oh, it's got the Cryptic. Right? Yeah, of course that's what that means. Maybe getting rid of the Mausoleum Wanderer was a huge mistake last turn. Alright, well, let's do that. Now we got Lock. It's just Cryptic Commands that really beat us. I don't know what else. Through the Selfless Spirit and the Creature Lock. Gotta respect those draws, though, from the opponent. Holy moly. Good lands, Path, Cryptics, Ice Fangs. 4 cards in hand. Maybe he has another Cryptic. Oh, yeah. Okay. Dead card. Sorry, Mausoleum Wanderer. I shouldn't have sacked you so carelessly. All right. All right. We take the down. That was real tight. Opponent having a lot of answers, but Azorius Spirits, cool. Let's go open some chests. Opening chests always fun, right? Sure. Let's open it. Hey, Savannah. Could you imagine opening one of those in paper? Savannah. A scoop mob. 45 play points, pretty good. Oops, can't open that. Groundbreaker, sure. Come on, give us something big. Hey, that's a nice looking card. I don't think it's particularly good. And our last one. Boom. Nemesis of Reason. Okay, what a weird card. Well, it was a fun league. Hey, what can I say about Azorius Spirits? A lot of great matches we just played. Tons of. The reason I like this deck is because it has so much protection built into it. Mausoleum Wanderer obviously showed that it's like one of the best cards in the deck. It's always nice to have Spell Queller to be able to, exile something. It doesn't counter anything, so it gets around a lot of stuff. Selfless Spirit came into play a couple of times, giving our creatures, or at least presenting the idea of giving them indestructible, very, very valuable. And then Rattlechains. Rattlechains saved a number of creatures, giving all of our spirits flash. Super, super great. Sideboard, I don't know what the meta in Modern really looks like right now, so it's hard for me to comment on it, but I can say, like, we didn't see need for these 9 cards whatsoever. That being said, I'm sure Dredge is around, so this is probably an important card to have in the sideboard. Dredge also we need Auric Champion also for Dredge, more importantly for our Grixis Death Shadow matchups. And then if we ever run into Tron, Tron's a nightmare. So Ugin basically just wins the game for them, so we gotta have something to stop it. Anyways, that is the deck. Super cool. Great finish. Great games. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, let me know what you think about Azorius Spirits. And I'll probably try to get around to playing Bant Spirits either by the end of this week or sometime next week. Having a lot of fun playing back on MTGO. I've been playing a little bit of Pauper as well. I decided to make the Ponza deck. Look at this. This is gross, isn't it? This deck. Yeah. That's for another day, though. Anyways, Azorius Spirits, awesome deck. Let me know what you think. Take care, have a great day, and thanks for watching. See you later.